Testing. 1, 2, 3. It looks like we're on the air. One of the things for me on the getting healthy again, physically, mentally, spiritually, is, everybody says, well, you have to get good sleep and plenty of exercise. And so they talk about going to the gym and lifting weights or stairs. We don't need that around here with the garden and all the work we do. All the construction, all the mowing, the waterfront, everything. So today I'm going to be working in the getting some exercise. Not in the crow's nest, but we're finishing the entryway to dark on the face, huh? Let me see this. Any better? Whoa! Okay, we're not going to be in the gallery here. We're doing nice artsy stuff like photos and pretty pictures. It's time for exercise. It's a day of exercise. So, and to prove that exercise is involved, these ladders that you'll see, ladders in the scaffolding, getting the ceiling done, which means putting up, building into this cathedral ceiling, venting, so that the roof will vent from the soffits down below up through the peak. And I can relate back to a video a while back that I showed how to put a ridge vent in. So the first thing is to vent this cathedral ceiling. I just have the insulation in here. I have to pull it back out. And last year, I'll show a little blip from that. It actually was raining in here because of all the frost that was under the roof, on the roof, right under the roof, between the insulation and the roof. And it formed frost and it was leaking. But what hasn't been done yet is we have soffit vents installed outside, but I don't know if you can see it. There's not enough room for excuse me, not enough room for air to move up between the insulation and the roof. And look at the moisture. Well, first off, all the frost on the roof because there is no airflow. But what hasn't been done also is roof vent up here. We'll have to put some roof venting up in the spring. But now is the time where the inside work has to be done. Because this is a vaulted ceiling, it needs to have, before the insulation, there's some chutes that need to be put in place to allow airflow up to that ridge vent. Now, it's been more than a year, I think, that roof vent is in, but this entryway has a vaulted ceiling, and so when I insulate it, in order to let airflow from the soffits, which I'll show you, up to that ridge vent, it needs to have chutes behind it. These here, particular chutes that give it some space here, this channel, up between the joists. And then after the chutes are put in, the insulation goes up, then the vapor barrier, and then I'm going to put metal on that roof. So that's kind of what we're at today. So first off, I'm just going to pull this insulation off out of here. This is, by the way, this is rock wool. This is not fiberglass, it's rock wool. It's a lot nicer to work with, and it's heavy, and it's good for soundproofing, and it's actually provides more per inch insulation factor. Now you can see I even had these stuffed up, some fiberglass stuffed up in there. Now I'll have to take this camera off and show you, well, just how does this vent? How will it vent? So if you can see up here, there's some room right above this, and it goes out into the soffit. It's about an inch. Now I need to provide it a path to go from here all the way up, and the insulation was just stopping it. So, you know, I just did this, and then I realized I didn't hit the record button. So I got a piece of, I pulled the insulation out and explained that there's an opening right here that goes out into the soffit. I'll show you again. But with the insulation in, the insulation stops it from getting air. So these plastic ventings will be up here and act like a tube, pretty much like a tube, to channel this once I put the insulation behind it. So here I'll show you. Excuse me. This is in here. This blocking will be the tube, or the channel right here, to allow it to take air up to the ridge vent. Now, right on this one, I have right where we have pieces that go out as extensions for the roof right here. So this first one's going to be tighter than the rest. So obviously, excuse me, I'm going to have to staple some of these next ones when I put those in. Now let's see if this insulation will tuck in there and stay up there with that tube in it, and just to and it may, because it's a tight fit here, because of this extra piece of addition from the joists onto the extensions that go out into the soffit. It's a little narrower right here, and they go up quite a ways. So I'll push this insulation up. Between the joists, and it stays for now. But time will tell if we're going to continue and go up these two in the middle with the scaffolding that we purchased. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully you can see some of this. I started to put the chutes up right there. Oh, right there. That's the first two. I got to go up to the peak on each one of these joists, and then over on the other side. Pull the insulation. It looks like I should just pull the insulation off, stack it, put the chutes in, move the scaffolding, and put the insulation back. Well, ingenuity. You know, I'm not sure of the definition, but I've done it. I'm doing it right now. This is the issue when you're building by yourself and you've got to do ceilings, see the wood up there, by yourself. You got to do some really backwards things. So I'm finishing out this entryway so this gallery can be ready sometime soon. And that's the main gallery. And I talked about the ceiling, having to put venting in it, which I did, and it's on the video. But Then after I put all those chutes in, I had to put plastic up, which is really a hassle. Sorry, cameraman too. So you have to put a vapor barrier up. Excuse me, it's dusty in here. Anyway, it's a little dark, but putting the plastic up was a lot of fun. I've got this scaffolding and ladders, but putting this ceiling up, which is this metal meant for ceilings, meant for interior, and getting it up on these high ceilings by yourself, or just not by myself. Linda helps, at least to get it up. You have to come up with some ingenious methods. And if you see, I've got rope here tied off, and then if you follow the rope up, I put it through an old handle up there. Is this I'm trying to, yeah, you can see it through a handle there. The rope comes down here, tied off to the ladder. Then it goes all the way down to the door up there through another handle. There. All the way down, and with a C-clamp, C-snap, or whatever, down right in the middle of it. So Linda's job is, once I get this metal on one wall, I usually put a cleat over there, not too high, and it has to be so the piece, which is 8 feet, reaches to it. And then I have it, the rope underneath it, and I tell her to lift it up, and she lifts it up. It's in the middle, lifts it up, and I guide it a bit. And then I have 2 cleats, one for each side. 2 cleats, one for each side. One for each side. And I push it up against each end and then square it to the wall and start screwing it up. I guess fastening it, screwing it up is kind of counter to the job you're trying to do. So a little ingenuity goes a long, long way.